let's see how it works now. Okay, this is so much better. Okay. Hello guys, this is Tuchi. It's been a while. I just haven't been on Minecraft all that much for a long time. But now I'm back into it and yeah, that's when I do shit. So today I'm gonna show you a concept that I've basically been like fishing around since basically since I've been getting back on into Minecraft, because I've noticed that large memory stuff isn't all that like common really. For example, like these registers, these are I think 8 bytes. You can get these 8 bytes like in this like one segment. This is probably better here. Yeah, in one segment you can get 8 bytes, but look how wide it is and stuff. And these are here. These are weird. These are horizontal, but they go into vertical memory, but come back horizontal. So that's pretty weird. But normal, like the most compact horizontal memory, can only get you like I'd say up till about 32 bytes until it just becomes so big. Like this is massive, and this is only holding. I can't do maths, but basically, this is 32 bytes of memory here for just the data. This is a cache, but just these end parts are the memory, and that's 32 bytes, and that takes up so much space. Whilst on the other hand, this is for data, and this is 32 bytes. It's a heck of a lot slower than this, but the way that I made it allows you to stack this multiple times. As long as I figure out how to do the good things to do the memory control. But basically, if you can stack this high and like maybe like in a nice arrangement, you can get a hell of a lot of memory. Anyway, let's get to the actual good stuff. Right, here is 32 bytes, and this is a tape, so it's a big loop of repeaters, which each bit stores data, and altogether this is 32 bytes. But in each section it goes around in a loop like this. I'm like, whoa, I'm dropping frames so badly. What the hell? This is really weird, so I'm just gonna drop it down. Okay. So it goes around in a loop, and it keeps going and going and going until you want to reset the data that's in a byte, which is done with this thing. Basically, it stops the. Let me get good. Wow, what's wrong with my frames? Anyway, basically, there's a comparator here that gets blocked, and then it allows the input from down here to go in. So currently this is blocked because you don't want any data going in when it's rotating. But yeah, it's basically an XOR, pretty much. So what next? So yeah, this is 32 bytes. Each repeat is at 2 ticks, barring these two, but it adds up to 2, and the same here. But yeah, 64 ticks it takes. And that sounds really slow until you put it into the bigger picture, because each of these, I don't know what you call these, I'm just going to call it just one segment, because I don't know what else to call it. So basically, if you have each segment connected to its own, or I'm just going to just say it's a whole memory manager stuff thing. If you stack this multiple times, it's always going to be 64 ticks for each segment. So that means I could stack this is 32. I could stack this 4 times to get 128 bytes in 64 ticks. And that's still not really all that good until you start stacking it to like kilobytes for 64 ticks. Of course, it's not going to be perfectly 64 ticks, but it's going to stay around that. And also, you are basically taking away speed for insane compactness. This is 32 bytes. Just down here, these 4 parts, just these M parts, don't look past this little line thing, but these 4 parts are the same amount of memory in just this. So that's the big plus for this. Anyway, let's get to the memory stuffs. So currently, the way I'm doing the addressing and stuff for this is a counter. This counter is a custom one. It's not like the generic ones. Yeah, I need to use okay, here. I need to use comparators to do the carry logic, since torches burn out every I think every 8 times it's being clocked at 2 ticks. So I'll show you an example. So if I keep pulsing this, you heard that it just burned out. Comparators do not do this. They can keep going and going and going as long as it's at 2 ticks. And which is and this is an overly complicated thing that I just kept because it was convenient, and it's also means that this. Okay, let me start again. So this is the clock. This clock is repeater only except that thing, but that's just to help. So this is 2 ticks on, 2 ticks off. Then there's this part. This basically stops the clock and gets ready to reset the clock. Then up here, all these XORs. These XORs compare the address to the whatever the counter's on. So basically, if I go to address 1, it will count until it's at 1, and that's going to be equal to this side. So this line turns off, and as you saw, that allowed the clock to turn on with this pulse generator. It turned on, did 1 cycle, then got turned off again. So that would have incremented this data 1 forward. So let's keep that in mind. So this is 11001011. Okay. So that's basically how this works. It'll check whether the PC is equal to the address that's coming in, and then it will keep cycling and cycling until it reaches the same address. So as you can see, this is 1 and this is 1, so it's equaled out. What next? Okay. So there's a weird bug with repeaters in 1.8 where it's basically at the end of any repeater line like this at 2 ticks to I think it's from 1 tick to 3 tick repeaters. Every time the last one will keep turned on, and it's really weird. I can't show in this, actually I can, but I don't want to actually ruin the data, so I won't. But basically, to fix that, I just made this 1 tick and just added a repeater here to simulate to be 2 ticks, and that just fixes everything. And I did the same here because this is 1 tick and this is 1 tick as well. This is here so it can stop the data going up if I wanted to write a new piece of data. So let's go back to address. Let's go to address 8. Let's keep on going and going and going until it reaches 8 on the counter, and it'll equal out here. So as you can see, there's literally 1 line going here. That means I can basically stack this segment stuff however much I want, and this system to address all of it can be elsewhere which means that this can be really a lot closer to the actual CPU, while this is a bit further back, because all there is just delay to this, and all it's doing is clocking, and eventually there'll be control lines to do all the writing, but that's still going to the CPU. So that's another plus. So the way to write to this system is basically, I will go to an address 1 minus 1 of the address. So I want to write data at 9. So what will happen is I'll go to 8. I'll input here. So let's input. Let's just input 12. 12. Then this is the line to enable the write, which cancels whatever's here and swaps it for whatever's in these inputs. So to store it, you just increment, which I'll just do by adding 1. See, there's 1 pulse came out there. There's a little issue where it's not really an issue anymore, but this pulses really quickly. So this system isn't always able to be in sync with the clock. That's why there's these control lines which control how many clocks go out. So you can see one came out here, yet 3 pulsed here. But it doesn't matter if there's a control logic. This is basically independent. So what did I add? What did I store? Oh yeah, 12. So you can see the 12 is stored here. So now if I turn the write off, and currently this is at an address 9. If I turn off all the inputs, it will go all the way. It'll add and keep adding until it reaches 0. The bad thing about this system is that you can only move forwards. You can't move backwards. You can only move forwards. So the worst case scenario is 32 ticks, or 31 ticks. No, 63 ticks. Sorry. No, 62 ticks. I'm confusing myself. Basically, it has to shift 31 times. So yeah, 62 ticks. So it's back at 0, and it's currently reading what I had at the start: 11001011. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to show you today. I've been just building random stuff, to be honest, and this is the only thing I think that's worthy of just mentioning, because if I can get this concept down with being able to stack it multiple layers and have a memory like the addressing system able to work for each layer and keep them each layer at 64 ticks, that's gonna be amazing, because I can make a kilobyte of memory in 64 ticks, which I'd have to stack this like 16 times maybe. I think I can't maths right now, so yeah, I think just imagine 16 of this going up and down, or just going down here to about like here. 64 ticks. That's gonna beat any other memory except serial memory, of course, but any other memory like this, because the busing to attach each part of the memory is probably gonna add up to 64 ticks plus, especially for a kilobyte. And the kilobyte in memory is just absurd. And the reason it's absurd is because it'd be massive. If I could do this, it wouldn't be huge. Plus, if you think about it, only one layer will be rotating. That's a lot less lag compared to a decoder going through all of this, and then saying, oh, let's send it all through the reads, all through the lines at the bottom, updating everything. It's gonna be a lot less laggier. Maybe not actually, if I think about the addressing, but overall, I think it would be less lag. Anyway, that's it. Okay, right. I'll catch you later, guys.